Okay guys, so we're back to I'm charging now, so we're back to this task. Alright, so remember I said we want to check for this guy, so let me just update it once and for all. Okay, so I can use the or to update it and say or if AV is equals to null, it should return null. Okay, so that would help us. I had to reload the page, so let me just take this guy down. Alright, so we are here. So or if this guy is this, right? So if we've been given the statement, so return a pointer to a string or null if it fails. So that's if our allocation fails, right? And then each argument should be followed by a new line, a new string. Okay, so we are done with that. So for simplicity, what I'm gonna do is I would say okay, this one is out, this one is okay, so I can just use this. I want to change this stuff that I use here. I'll say in and then I would use k. Okay, so k, and I'll give k to be 0, and then I'll find the length as well. I'll give it to be 0. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so this guy, instead of this, I'll say as long as I is equals to 0, right? Let me close this guy. Good. Then I'll say I is less than AC. So we want to iterate through the count first, right? And then we'll say I plus plus. Okay, and then what next? We have our block, right? And in the block, what we'll do is we'll create a for loop that will go for each string for each block we get. So for that one, there will be a space here, right? Good. So we can just say our n is what we're using now is equal to 0, right? And then AV is what we want to do for the string. Now we want to, for each 0 of this guy would have a string, 1 will have another string, 2 will have another string, right? So we want to concatenate based on the amount of this guy, these strings, right? So that's what we want to actually do. So what we then do is we'll have to block like this. So this one will start for the count, and then this one will stand for the vector, right? And then we'll do this, and then we'll do n plus plus, right? So n plus plus would increment this guy, right? But we want to know the length of each guy here, right? So we'll give that one to length, and then we'll say plus plus, and then we'll end it. Okay, so that's that. So what we'll do next is, after we've known the length of probably the first vector, we want to know the length of the second vector, right? So this one will help us get all the length of each vector, right? But after each vector, it has to end with a null. Okay, so to add that null, then we'll say len plus equals to AC. So we are adding the count to it. Okay, so that will help us add the vector to the null to it. Okay, so we'll take a out, so we want to allocate now, is equals to malloc, right? And then we'll say the size of a character, right? I think I've done too much, times the length plus 1. Okay, so this should work. And then the next thing we're going to do is we'll say if our A out is equal to null, you should return null to null. You can free it, and or you can just return null for now. Okay, and then we are done. So this one will do that for us. Okay, so basically this for loop over here is just to kind of get the length of the string for each index of 0, right? Index of count. Okay, so 0 will get the string, 1 will get the string, 2 will get the string, right? So this one will get the string length, right? This one is just to increase based on how many string we have, right? So this one will keep increasing. Yeah, so 0, let's see, yeah, I think that's it. What else? Yes. Okay, so that's that, and then we'll go to the next one, and then what we do here, we'll then do a for loop. This one will be where the concatenation would happen, right? So we'll have a for loop, and then we'll have a block, then we'll give it a statement, right? So the I save the value of our count, right? So we'll say I is equals to 0, I equals to 0, right? And then I, as long as I is less than our count, I plus plus. Okay, so then we'll come to our block of code, and then we'll create our for loop, and then our block of code. Okay, then we'll say, okay, so for I is equal to 0, so sorry, we'll do for n. For n is equals to, so I think is equal to 0. Okay, then we'll do AV, what we did before, IN, N, AVIN, and then N plus plus. Okay, so we'll have that. Then we'll say our A out is what? A out index K, give it at index K. Okay, remember our K is 0 already before, so our K, and then we'll say is equals to, we'll now pass it the value of this guy. So what we are doing basically is we are passing the count and the string together. So count string, and then at the next index we'll have a new line, then we'll have count string, and then we'll have a new line, right? So n is 0, so this one will be I n, right? Then this K plus plus, so K would increment. Okay, so K would increase at the end, so we have K1, right? So K at index 0, K at index 1, K at index 2, like that. So that's what we do, and then we'll have our if statement, and then we'll say if str k So after I finish for the first iteration, right, I will explain this. We want to give it a null, right? If we have a null, once it meets a null, then it should add a new line to it. That's what we are giving to it here. Okay, then we say a out should be equal to a out k plus plus, that it should increase k by 1, should be equals to a new line. And then at the end we'll return a string. Alright, good. So let me just go through it one more time from this part. Okay, so this guy is 0, right? 0 is less than AC count. Let's say the count is 5. 0 is less than count, right? So he wants to iterate for index 0. Let's see the count as index, right? Index 0. So it's going to come into this for loop, right? So the for loop now, n is 0, right? So we initialize n to be 0, and then we said av, right, which is the string at index 0 0, right, and then n plus plus. So for the first count, the first string, right, the first letter of the first string will first come out. Okay, so we are passing that to this guy, okay, at index 0. So it will come to this guy, and then the n will keep increasing, right, until you finish printing everything in that string for index 0 of this I, right? And then it's going to come to this if statement. So it will check if the k, right, is a null, right? So it will check if the k is a null. So if it is a null, it means that it has finished printing the string, right? Then it's going to move to the next iteration of k and then put a new line and then come back, and then this guy becomes 1. So for 1, it's going to do the same thing again, on and on and on, and then return the pointer to this guy. Okay, so I don't know if that explains it in a way. So what are we going to do now? So we do compilation. I'll come down and compile. So we have some errors, and then let's take a look at it. Alright, so it said ISO C for bits. Okay, layout. Let me see for me a nested function. Okay, I think I saw where I made my mistake. This guy is not str, it is a out. Alright, so trying to see, it's not str. I think I was a out. Alright, and this guy is not str. We return a out, not str. Alright, where did I make that mistake again? I thought I gave it str. So let's see. Okay, I think the star was reduced. int okay, char a out. I think I didn't put stuff there, semicolon. So let me go up. Yes, I didn't put. So I and semicolon. Let's recompile. Though we've not checked Betty, don't forget. So we have one error left. Let me see. B out. Okay. Parenthesis assignment is as truth value. If A out K equals to no, is equal to not assigned. So we change that. My stuff has hanged. Let me just redo it. Oh, my network is disconnected. Okay, so vi this, where is it? Assignment, I think it's down. Is equal to yes, and let us bet it first. Okay, space required before the parentheses. Parentheses are required on the return statement. Okay, and vi. So return a dot out. Okay, this return does not have a parenthesis. Okay, and space required. That's the other error. Space required 26 before the open parenthesis. So vi 26. Yes, this place. Hey, my light is off. Light is off. So we have our I, put space, and then let's check again. So let me clear Betty. We are good now. Let's compile and see. So we are good now. So let us see ax. So we printed the first command. Okay, I will show you good. I think we have some errors that we didn't do right. So let's check it and see what we are not doing right. Okay, so we started by declaring the array of the array I, N, K, and length. We check if AC is not equals to 0 or AV is equal to null. If it is equal, we return null. Good. So we said for I equals to 0, I want to get the length of AC and the length of AV at each index. Okay, so for index 0, we get the length, right? So at index 0, we get this guy n plus plus 1. Okay, so the next thing is we increase it by just AC. Okay, then 8 dot out, we declared a malloc for it, and then size of char times length plus 1, and then we said if a dot out is equal to null, it should return null. Good. So for I equals to 0, I is less than AC, I plus plus. For n equals to 7, ni in AV, yes, n plus plus, yes, in if a out k is equal to null, a out k plus null, and then it should return a dot out. Yeah, I think we are good. What's going on? I think we are good. Let me add it first. And git commit. Sorry guys. Git commit and let me just say test and git push. And let's check it first. Okay, this one has the arguments, this argument, that's why it's printing it. So I think we are correct. I didn't see it, I just executed it. So if we have this argument, it should work. So if I paste this guy now, so but okay, I think we are good. So let me just check if it works. Okay, it worked. So we are actually done. So let's just go through the last one. I'm trying to see how I can place, because I'm using my phone to record voice and also trying to use it as a touch because my light is off. So let's ask for correction here. We'll ask for a correction here. Okay, good. I'll show you how good I am. Number 6 is the last one. This guy is going to take a lot of time, so let's just get into it on time. I hope I'm done before the battery runs off. So let's clear this main.h, right, and then let's put the last one. No need of putting a new line. Exit it. Let's create 101 main.c. Copy it. 101. So you can use vim 101 main.c. Paste it there. Escape. Alright, so the next thing we have is, what is the executable file called? It's called strto. So strto, I think like this. strto, good. So the last thing should be the file itself, and I will still go back to the prototype. 1 strto.c. So copy this guy, vi 101 strto.c, and then we'll copy the what's it called, the prototype. So I'll copy this guy, I'll paste, sorry, let me just continue like that. So I will include my main.h, I will include my standard library.h, and then I will start my documentation, and strto, what is the function of strto? Split a string into two. Split string into two. So we'll have a string then, just one string, and the string is called str. String string with words to be splitted. So I think it's going to be splitted based on a space. When you figure out a space in that string, you should split it, and you should break it, right? Print it in a new line, and then we don't know the amount of string, so we want to allocate space for the string that will be imputed. You get? So that's what we want to do. So return pointer to the new allocated memory for the string. I hope this is not too long. Okay, so I think this works well fine. Yeah, I think henceforth I'll be doing my copying of this prototype like this. I think this way is easier. Alright, so we are almost done here. Let me try and use another touch so that I can use my stuff. Okay, good. Alright, so I can reserve my battery. So for this one, we are going to create two functions, right? In this particular stuff. So let me just go up and create the other function I will be creating, and that one will be quite short. It's just going to be some brief things. It said the function should return a pointer to an array of string. Each element of the array should contain a single word null terminated, and then the last element of the returned array should be null, and then words are separated by space. Okay, so it should be separated by space, and then return null if string is null or string is equal to empty string. So if your function fails, it should return null as well. So that's what we want to do, and then we'll come down. Okay, sorry, I wanted to create a function here, right? So because I'm creating another function, I have to still declare it to still document it, right? So I'll call this one ch free read. Okay, and then I'll just call it main entry for now. Okay, and then we have two parameters. So we have the grid, which should be the input, and height. It should be an input too. So it will not have any return value, so it's good. So it's going to be a void, and then we'll have our ch to free the grid. So this function is to free grid first, and then we'll have this parenthesis and our curly braces. So remember, we have grid and height, right? So inside we have let me go inside, a character pointer to a grid, pointer to a pointer of a grid, and also we have a unsigned integer, so I can call it my size underscore t, right? And then I'll call it my height. Okay, great. So I'll come down and say if my grid, right, is not equal to null, that is, there's something inside, and my height is not equal to 0, that is, there's something inside, then we should free. Okay, then we should free the content, right? then we should free it. But remember, before we free it, we used to have a 4 here, right? Which would not have the first initialization, which would be the height. Then we'll say the height, as far as the height is less than 0, and height minus to reduce the height. Then we'll free grid height, grid at index height, the index of height. We'll free grid as well, right? Free grid. So I think we're gonna have 3 frees or so. Can't remember. I think it's something like this. So free grid here. Here too, we are still freeing grid. Okay. And our height. So it's not going to be 2. I'm not sure. I think this one should be just be 1. I think it's is it 3? I'm trying to remember. Let me just staple this. It's not, at least if it's over. If we have any issue, I'll come and remove it. Alright, so if we have a class, I'm going to probably explain this very well for you. So for now, you can just Google on it and read on it and see. Okay, so basically I think this should do something for us. Forgot to put these guys before compiler starts shouting. So put a semicolon here, put a semicolon here. Alright, so we are done with the first function, and then let's go to our main function. Our main function that I'll be writing. So for this guy, I will try and be fast because it's a very long code. So I'm going to declare my character, which will be a pointer to the string I'm returning. So I'll call that one a out as well. Okay, and then I'll have my size underscore t, right, assign int. So I'll give it c, I'll give it height, I'll give it I, j, and a1. So let's stop at that. Yes, so let's stop at that. So we have our if statement. So if our string, do we have anything like string here first? Yes, we have. If our string is equals to null, right, or our pointer to string, that we are dereferencing our string, is equal to what is inside is this null, right? Any of the two. Okay, so if our string is null, that is contains nothing, then we should return null. So return null. Okay, good. So we're done with that. So we'll go to our for loop now, and then we'll say for c is equal to height. C is height and is equal to 0. Okay, so I think this is the other method I wanted to use before. And strc is not equal to null, and then C plus plus. Okay, for now let's just continue, and then we'll say if our string C, string at index C, is not equal to empty string, and our string at index C1, at index C plus 1, at index C plus 1 is not equal to null. So I'll just explain this once I'm done coding it. Right, and I will say string C plus 1 equal to null, and close our brackets. Okay, I think we are good. Why is this guy red? That's the problem I have. Why is it red? I had why is this guy red? Am I missing something? I think we are good. Okay, I think we are good. Height plus plus. Okay, then height plus plus. Okay, so what we are doing here is saying that if our string is null, we know this one, right? Okay, good. So we just said our C is equal to height and equals to 0. So for example, let's just say we initialize our height to be 0. Okay, but we want to increment C as well. So we said C dash our string at index 0 as far as is not equal to null, C plus plus, right? So it wants to iterate through the string, right? So we are saying that if our string at index 0 is not equal to space, and if our string at index 0 plus 1, that's the next one, so is not equal to space or is not a null, that is, it's continuous, right? Then that is, it should go to the next height, right? So that's what we are doing here. Okay, so then we'll allocate memory and say a dot out, right, is equals to malloc, right, and then we do this, end it. Okay, so once we allocate some memory now, we can say size of our character pointer times our height plus 1. So just say height and plus 1. Alright, so we'll check if no, malloc should not have we should not have this, right? So we'll check, or no, we should So we'll check if it's successful. So if our A out is equal to null, then it means that it didn't allocate it, so we can just free it. We can free A out okay. I'm still worried about why this guy is, even when I try to actually use this bracket and then this brace is here. So I'm still worried about it. And we want to return a null as well. Right? Null. So that one is set. So go here, let me delete. Anyway, let's continue. So we then do another for loop. Alright. Okay, let me do it here. Okay. Our for loop. So I don't end up pressing tab millions of times. I still don't know why this guy is going there. Alright. So let me save this one first because I don't want my system to crash and I'll have to. Okay, good. So far here we are, right? So we've allocated our space and then we'll say for I is equals to A1 and is equals to 0 as long as I is less than height. So our I is less than height, right? I plus plus, right? I plus plus. Okay, so let's go through this one. So we'll do this and then we'll say what should we do next? Create another for loop. Alright. And then we'll say for C. For C equals to A1 strc is not equal to null, C++. Okay, let's still continue. Alright, and I will say if our string at index probably 0 blah 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 is equal to a space, right? Then A1 plus plus, or if our strc is not equal to this and our, let's open bracket, strc plus 1 like we did before is equal to this, a space, or our string C plus 1 plus 1 is equal to a null. Okay, now close the braces. This one actually didn't give us problem. Why? Trying to see the difference between the upper one and the down one. They are the same. Why is that one red? Anyway, let's continue. So if this, okay, I've seen the reason. Look at this guy. I was looking at it. See this guy. Yes. It has gone. So good. Alright. So the next thing we want to do is we want to check. We've done that. So let's open and close parentheses. Then A out at index I then we'll allocate a memory for it, malloc, and then C minus A1, sorry, malloc C minus A1 plus 2 times size of char. Okay, and then we'll have another if statement. If our A out at index I, my light is back, praise God, at index I, if our A at index I is equal to null, we want to check for the authenticity of this. It should return null. It should, okay, it should return null. But before that, we can use our function. So this is why we use our function that we created, and then we'll say, what's that function? See, change free grid, right? A out should free our A out. Ch free grid A out and I. And then it should return now. It should return now. Okay, and then here we have a break. It should break out of the loop. And then outside this space we have a for loop as well. We have a for loop, and then we're almost done. We have A out at index I and j. We give it the value of str at index A1. So at index I and j. So what will be the argument? A for loop as j equals to 0, A1 is less than equal to C, and then A1 plus plus comma j plus plus. So the argument is getting longer. Alright, and then we can have our A out I j, and we'll add the null at the end. We'll add null at the end, and that will be all. And then the last two lines, one would return A out, at least you know that one, and then one more line here, and A out at index I will give it a null, which will be the last of this. So the thing is, let us test it first and see if it works, then I'll see if I can come back and explain it. So let us bet 101 S and see. Wow, for this long code we have a free Betty stuff. That's a relief. So if our compilation works and we get it right, that will be a better and nice relief. Okay. Oh, as much as I thought. Okay, I think this one the error is great. What is the error of this one? Let's first solve this guy, 51. Okay. Where did I call it? I called it here. Alright, so when we are solving it gradually, they reduce. So I think this is the best way to solve it. So at line 19, expected at 19 expected if grid is not equal to null, if grid let me see, if grid is not equal to null, 19, right? Is it 19? Okay, in function change this guy. Let me see. This function. Okay, if grid is not equal to null and height is not, and height is not equal to 0. This will compare. We've taken the light again. What's wrong with these people? Okay, I didn't take it. Something happened. Alright, it shipped. So we have 2 errors left. Okay. Okay, and this one says clause does not guard for c equals to this, line 31. For c equals to I equals to 0, string c is not equal to null, c++. Okay. This statement but later is misleading. I indented as it were guided by 4. Okay. Is that 32? 34. If a dot out equals to null, a dot out equals to malloc size of char and height plus 1. Height plus 1, not height equals 1. Okay, I think I pressed the shift but I didn't press 34. I think the second malloc. We are done already. Where is malloc? Where is malloc? Yeah, this guy. This height plus. Okay, that's clear. So we have a clear screen. I'll be able to see any error. Okay, we still have the issue. Malloc size of char star times height plus 1. Okay, I know what to do. So let this one come first and let's see. A out, right? Star size of. We should do the math first. Let's see. We still have the same thing. Okay, so let's see. But the letter is misleading, indented as if it were guarded by 4. Okay. Okay, let me just go through it one by one and see where the mistake lies. Alright. So I think we don't have a mistake here. Up to this place. Right. So up to that place we don't have. Then we say for I equals to for I equals to A1. Let me see. I equals to 0, I is less than I plus plus. For C equals to A1, strc is not equal to null, C plus plus, right? And then if strc is equal to null, it's equal to empty space A1 plus plus. If strc is not equal to null, and strc plus 1 is equal to space or strc plus 1 is not equal to null, a out I malloc. So I think we have issues. We don't have issues here. We have issues here, right? So from the declaration, so if str is equal to null, if str is equal to null and str return null for c equals to height 0, strc is not equal to this c plus plus. If this is equal to this, strc plus this. So I don't know why we have an error. I'm trying to see. This thing is taking my time. This for clause does not guard. Okay, I think I'll just give it to chat AI. Let's see. Sexual pass. Chat open AI and let it make us. This for clause does not guard. Let it make us help us solve the issue. Okay, so we say got this error from compilation. Let's copy. So we'll say got this error from compilation. Paste it and enter. Okay. Okay, I think it's that indentation that is giving him problem. It's indentation for C. In the course navigable, the error seems to be related to the following lines. 31 C equals to height equals to 0 string. Statement of 34. Okay, what is there? What did this guy change now? It looks the same. Oh, okay. I get the if does not have a block. Right? So let's try that. What's happening? Disconnected. Okay. Let us refresh. I hope I saved it. I think I saved it. What? No. I'm not opening it. ST. So VI 101 ST. Sorry. So you want a block. Let's see. Okay, let's try this and see if that's your problem. Oh, sorry. I have to copy the compilation. Oh, it works. Look at how little that thing can be. ALS school hashtags C is fun. Okay, because of time, I'll have to probably explain in a separate video. So let me just get the last push. There's no time, I have to be fast. Check, and we'll be done soon. Okay. I just pray this one check so I can go and rest a bit. Just pray it does. No. Sorry, I had to go attend to something. So we have some issue. Alright, I hope it is better. I just hope. Oh, we have one correct one. Alright. Okay. So let's see what's going on. So what's that error again? We have so one of our correct output case. So one of it is wrong. So let us check. So let me just check from beginning and see. Alright. So this is correct. str pointer to this, return null for c equals to height equals 0, string c not equal to this, return null okay, for c equals to height equals to 0, string c is now equal to null c++. If c is now equal to space and height plus okay. Height plus a dot out, and if a dot out is not equal to null, or okay, I think this one should have one more argument, or height is equal to 0. Sounds good. Height is equal to 0. Let's see. let's try this, and then let me compile again. So it's run, still the same thing. Good. Let's check and see. Okay, look at what's caused the issue. Alright, for now, so I will try and explain this guy once more, especially that last one here. So let me know if you have some areas of confusion in this particular program. I'm very sure that point of having two asterisks, right, pointer to a pointer, um, might also be an area of concern. So okay, I think it's done, and yeah, so hopefully with time, probably the weekend, I'm going to work on the second one, and yeah, so see you guys.